I found a tab that says levels, and it's at 0 dB, and I moved it to 1 dB right now, and then I moved it to 2 dB right now, and then this is 3 dB right now. Does that help at all?
Nope.
Welcome to DZR, episode 25 of the Dark Zone Report. I am Ogaz. Episode 25, lads. We are 25 years old. Well, the 25th episode is pretty cool. Pretz, special for you?
Yeah.
Don't get too excited there, mate.
No, it's cool. 25 is a good number, and I guess that's what we do basically weekly, so probably, I don't know, this is pretty cool. We're still rolling. People are still hanging out. We're still going.
Still rolling. I think the first time I jumped in, I think I wrote a letter to Dan and go, hey, we can diversify this. That was like episode 13, 14 or something. And man, that feels like a lifetime ago. So it's exciting stuff. And of course, Pretz, you've been blessed. You've been blessed with 1.3 for the last week.
Ha! Yes, I finally has it.
And I remember last week, Pretz, you and Danthrax were a little bit bummed, understandably so. So it's good to hear that you're back in 1.3 in good spirits. And of course, speaking of Saws, here's our other man here today. The man who, if he's not playing with his new puppy, he's streaming on the DZR Twitch. Mr. Awesomesauce, how are you?
Doing all right, man. Just it's been a kind of a rough week. Puppy is not doing well in terms of biting. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're getting there. And I've been playing some Pokemon Go. And
Yeah.
I totally fell into the trap and went out and bought 2DS yesterday in order to play Pokemon. Because I'm a dork.
It sounds like I'm 40 feet away
That we could hear.
from back here.
Just talk like that the entirety of the podcast.
I'll try.
That's going to be pretty funny, actually. Yeah, just speak loud, Pretz. That's all we got to do, I guess. So I'll just go back to Saws. You were talking about Pokemon Go. Yeah, it's taken over your life, is it? Or
No, it's just something that I can do like downstairs away from my Xbox and still have some gaming enjoyment without my girlfriend getting angry at me for being upstairs by my Xbox. So it's pretty sweet deal.
So you're replacing one addiction with another.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Pretty much the same addiction, just different mediums.
Yeah. And you can sit next to a loved one while you do it. Perfect.
Yeah, and let the dog eat me.
Yeah, right. But there's people having accidents playing Pokemon Go, isn't there?
Yeah. I can totally see that. It's pretty much a mess. Yeah, I was disappointed to find that like driving a car did not count as walking. So I did not get to hatch my eggs any quicker.
You have to stand there like 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, just walk in circles. That's much better.
You have to stay under like 12 miles an hour. Hold on one second. Peter dictates to his computer. He prefers it to typing and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Next.
He's doing a mic test. Well, there is a warning at the beginning of the game showing a guy walking into a Gyarados, so gotta watch out for them dragon water types.
Cool. That's going to be a big theme for today, because I think, Awesome and I have a bit of a confession to make. We've probably only played a few hours this week between us.
Yep.
I think I'm at about maybe 3 or 4 hours. I've been pretty busy, just doing things. I had my kid's birthday on the weekend, and I had 3 people ask me about Pokemon Go, like a 35-year-old male, a 28-year-old woman, and my 14-year-old nephew. So everyone is playing this damn app. So I downloaded this morning in the office, which was dangerous because I caught my first one on my keyboard. But anyway, The other thing I did you notice, I've just noticed Red Dead Redemption has just gone backwards compatible on Xbox One. So I pulled out John Marsden off the shelf for an evening, and I sat down and played Red Dead Redemption again. It's been a long time. Man, that game is good, though. Oh.
You played the whole thing again? I just pull out my PS3 that's in the closet. Who needs backwards compatibility when you've got a PS3?
People are gonna be like, who is that guy? So as much as we'd like to talk about Red Dead Redemption and Pokemon Go, all podcasts, of course, we are here for the Division. We got 2 casts running these days, so if you can check us out at darkzonereport.com. But of course, you can also see the Checkpoint and Chill podcast that we have running concurrently with the standard podcast. But as I said, today we want to talk about 1.3. We want to talk about 1.3 and PS4. We want to talk about Gaz and Saw's week 2 of the Underground and Incursion, and I guess shoot the shit around that. Golden, you said you got a few feelings. Pretz, you said so as well. With 1.3, some good, some not so good. How's your take on 1.3 since you've had it for a week in your hands, Golden? Yeah. And so as you seem pretty agreeing still with the you're still sporting a G36, are you?
Yep. Definitely the strongest thing I can find.
Yeah, your DPS just your rockets, but yeah, we do know they've mentioned on 2 instances now with State of the Game that G36 is to be nerfed. I think we'll just enjoy it while it lasts, I guess is the way to look at it. But it certainly is the most convincing AR and certainly more potent than running around the Underground or any of 1.3 with an SMG. But Pretzel, you've been playing 1.3. Have you got to look at some of the weapons? Have you seen many 229 weapons or any 268 gear sets that you've managed to collect along the way?
Well, yeah, on the first day I got 3 or 4 Alpha Bridge, but the 4th piece dropped with no skills on it.
What?
So it kind of ruined my first day with the Alpha Bridge.
Yep.
But I'm still trucking. I did get some 229 guns.
Yep.
I got a 229 SSG or SASG, Sausage. I got a new SS8G because I've been running the Sentries build with shotguns for marking, and with the boost of those, and sometimes you see that oh man, what's the freaking thing they got baked into them now? Stagger. There it is. The stagger. Sometimes you catch it. Other times you're like, where is it? Why ain't they staggering? They did. For anyone who hasn't played the shotgun, whether this mattered to you or not, they did change the reticle on the shotguns, where it's a much smaller reticle now, and it doesn't move. Like it's shrunk and it stays that way. I like it. I did finally get a 204 Mark 16 that I've been looking for, tactical Mark 16, except now it's 204 and now I want a 229. With the freaking some decent perks. I'm looking forward to the new being able to roll the weapons and trying to put together some SMGs. Or sorry, not SMGs. I'm trying to put together some auto rifles that are assault rifles. Sorry, assault rifles with So when I finally do get a 4th piece of Alpha Bridge gear, I can give it a shot because I wouldn't mind trying out the whole 1 gun with 6 talents thing. Yeah. Maybe I gotta figure out what I want to run secondary gear wise with it, but having a decent time. The DZ's not too bad. I did a run with a 2-man run the other day, and we just changed our tactics because I've been trying to get to rank 75, and we grinded down in 1 and 2, just killing anything and everything we could find while bailing if we had to stay alive. Not really forcing bosses or going to landmarks, just to grind up, and I actually gained like 2 levels in a couple hours. It worked out pretty well. I like that.
It's a good move. I like the 204, the SASG. I think I've only got a 204 at the moment, but I'd really like to get a 229. Are the talents good on your SASG?
Yeah, it got like I think I got Destructive and another good one that I don't think I have unlocked at the moment, so I forget.
Mm.
And then the third one, as usual, wasn't really any good. So I was
Mm.
thinking about rolling it, but we'll see how the gear drops. I do like on the silver lining of
Mm.
getting 1.3, but not the full DLC content, is that
Mm.
we have some more time with a smaller gear pool to try to get some 1.0 and Alpha Bridge sets gone in the DZ. Because once those other four gear sets drop, it's going to
Mm.
be a lot more. The odds are going to be a lot more against you in getting what you want.
So thinking with that loot table, I was thinking about those gear sets we talked about last week, and I suppose of all of the four of those or five of those sets, I guess I suppose Alpha Bridge is probably the one I'd bank my money on.
Yep.
At least you've got, I mean, at least that was the one that was given. Because from all accounts, I mean, Deadeye. I was looking at Deadeye. I really wanted to build something sweet on Deadeye. Maybe with an SVD or something like that. But
Oh yeah.
I was looking at the numbers, and I think Skill Up did a really cool analysis in the last few days. So if you haven't check that out. Check out the Skill Up's analysis of the Deadeye set, and his conclusion was that you would actually do more damage with the average sniper rifle without the Deadeye set on
Mm.
average than you would with it. Never alone, let's not talk about the sentry aspect of things. You add sentry to the mix, and the DPS, you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 times more DPS on a sniper rifle with a sentry combination than with a Deadeye set.
Yeah, I was just reading that. I hadn't actually looked into Deadeye, but I was reading it and I got excited for what it was saying. But then I saw the last part about but headshot damage is not available when that's
Yeah.
terrible. Because I mean, crits are low on the marksman rifles usually. But you mentioned the SVD. That's one I didn't bring up. I did get one. Actually, I got two, and I'm going to switch to the one with a little bit less damage, but for the brutal, it's got brutal
Mm,
on it.
yeah.
Uh, so for those of you who, I mean, I'm sure everybody's gotten their hands on one, but maybe not. And for those of you who are wondering,
Mm,
I definitely noticed the difference there. It's got more of a the damage on it has got more of a Scar H feel as far as where the realm of the damage is on the SVD.
mm,
However, like for me, it wasn't bad, and for going from an M1 Alpha to that, you definitely have like about 20k damage drop off for the gun from
yeah.
the M1 Alpha I was using, and it. But for me, marking and my goal as a sentry guy with my team was just to mark as many and as fast as I could. The SVD handles extremely well. Like the bloom of the reticle is super minimal, and the actual stability is great. Like the gun has actually almost no recoil, and getting multiple tags on headshots with it is phenomenal. So even with that DPS, you're gonna get being a little, or even with the bullet damage being a little lower, you're gonna tag them faster, most likely,
Mm,
depending on maybe you're crushing it with an M1 Alpha setup. I don't know, but like
mm.
mine definitely started blooming harder and rising more in 1.3. And this SVD is a much cleaner shooting gun, but you just have to be aware that there is less damage coming off of it.
Yeah, and I was looking at it actually last night because I was trying to work out. I've always loved my old M44, and I know it's bolt action, and it's obviously the M1A has always been the preferred choice for most. But man, I look at the base stats, and yeah, even still compared to the SVD because of the RPM and the range. In my head, I mean, unless I like the combination you've got there, Pretz, but I'm starting to think the M1A is still king. In terms of range and RPM, which therefore results to better DPS. So if you're thinking about it, then and you've got a good M1A, then maybe stick with it. Or if you want to experiment with the SVD like Pretz has, maybe you can make it work for you with the accuracy benefits. I don't know. Interesting to
Yeah.
see. Saws, have you seen any of those benefits with either shotguns or snipers in the underground? It's a bit of a sort of Xbox PC sort of question, but in the underground, I don't think I've used the marksman rifle at all because it's quite close encounters. What are your experiences with
Well,
those?
I've experienced that. I mean, the snipers just don't quite hit as hard as you need to, especially when you compare it with like the G36. Uh, guys are running at you, and even when you're far away trying to take out snipers, it's just not hitting as hard, is what I've noticed. So I kind of just stick with the assault rifle, and I've messed around with the shotgun a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out that second weapon that I run with, but I generally just stick with my sniper and hope that it does a little bit more damage eventually. So and I've been messing around with builds now, having gone into the Discord, that being my mission last week. So I did get a bit of a build going that would keep me alive and let me do some damage. So thank you to the guys who helped me out with that. So yeah, it's been an experience, but definitely G36 is destroying everything else in my opinion, and I don't know. I want to use something else.
Yeah, have you? I came across a pretty decently rolled is it PP the PP19
Mm.
the SMG the other day. Have you had a go with that or?
Oh, not much. I haven't really experienced the SMG too much, just because I've used it for so long, and now everything else has buffs, and I kind of want to mess around with those.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I was stuck in a I was doing a two-man challenge run, which is probably stupid. I probably should just be doing hard to level up a little bit more in the underground. But I know everyone's listening, go to hard. But I like challenging because it's just more challenging. I feel on edge
Yeah.
constantly. And with two guys, you push, and we were running that, and my mate went down. And when he went, yeah, he hit the ground, and I had a PP19, and I realized without him there, without our crossfire, my PP19 was just. I mean, I think the talents were pretty good on it, but it was just tickling. It wasn't doing anything. So while I was in cover, I deconstructed it, reconstructed my old org, and bang, away I went. So I don't know. It's probably a good idea to make sure if you haven't dismantled your old, nicely rolled vectors or orgs, keep a hand of them. They might come in handy
Yeah.
still.
Hey, guys! Don't
Yo.
take it for granted. Some of us don't even have an underground hard mode.
You will soon. When will
Fair
you have
enough.
it?
I don't know.
Man, 2nd of August. That's so long away. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Thanks, bruh. uh, so you should find Golden that there'll be two separate recordings for you, part one and part two. I'll have to work that out, but we'll see how we go. Um, but before we lost you, so you were hearing this before, yeah? Just not able to talk. Sweet. All right, cool. So when we left off, Sauce was talking about the G36. I think I had a chat about the PP19 and keep a hold of your vectors and your orgs. Have you seen any challenges, any differences with the weapon balancing? That's probably, I guess, a question for Pretzel or Golden. From your perspective, in the first week, has there been a big change for you, or do you think it's same old, same old?
Uh,
Yeah.
Well, it's also important to keep in mind that with the alpha, you're drawing from one ammo source. So it's not like you have double the ammo between your two weapons, but um, you don't even have to run with a second G36. You just run with the strongest of the two and never switch. So,
he was talking about being faster than reloading
oh, okay. Yeah.
for for that one
There you
instance
go.
while they're
Yeah.
both
That's
reloading.
true. That's true.
And there's lots of stuff going on, of course, and you were talking before about the Discord and Saws, you mentioned it too. So if you are running by yourself and you're trying to gear up, get some stuff, make sure you check out duckzonreport.com and click on the community tab, and you can of course get access to the Discord, the DZR Discord, where we pretty much run. I mean, we've talked about this gear up weekend that we ran
Yep.
a few moons ago, and if that's exciting for you, the good news is that another one is coming. We're looking at DZR Gear Up version 2 coming July 29 to 31. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to get in on the grind and meet some of our personalities and hopefully share the love again on another Gear Up weekend. So we'll have more details on that soon. So keep your eye on the website and of course our Twitter, which will have updates and links for things that you can do to be a part of the weekend. In terms of 1.3, there was a couple other points I wanted to talk to. I was curious about the showstopper. Any of you guys managed to grab an AA-12 showstopper, the new auto shotgun? You can get it on heroic missions.
I don't know anyone who has it. I said I don't know anyone who has it.
But it didn't sound like it's. Not a lot of people have got it because it drops pretty rarely. I was watching Eric's. I think he got a showstopper on the 25th run of a heroic Lexington. So he literally ran it 25 times and finally got it. So it sounds like it's pretty rare. I just want to get my hands on it.
Yeah, I agree. I helped some guys run a heroic Russian consulate when it was the weekly a day or two ago. We
Yeah.
didn't get anything. 214 was the highest we got. I was like,
So you did Russian consulate on heroic like that? I mean, really? I mean, was that fun? I mean,
yeah, it really wasn't bad. It
yeah.
really wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Okay.
We wiped twice, but it was because the guy. It was kind of one of those teams with some guys who knew each other, so they like got
Yeah.
at each other's throats pretty good. So they would the concentration would fail, and we would have a lapse in judgment.
Hmm.
But we wiped twice, but we really the team was fine, and I was running that centuries build, like
Hmm.
five centuries and something else to keep whatever stat I was trying up at the time, and I would just
Hmm.
mark everything in the room for them, and they would drop it. So
Yeah, I'm curious as to the extent of heroic. Were they level 33, level 34s on heroic
it
for the
was
standard
level
missions?
35,
35.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think pretty sure. Oh yeah, sorry. Why did I say 35? That's the incursions. 33. It's
Cool.
33.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was meant to be 33, but I wasn't sure.
that's my
And
bad.
and of course, I think the other place, of course, is heroic incursion, and I'm not really in the mindset or the gear set, so to speak,
Well,
to be
yeah.
talking heroic incursions. I don't know about you
I want
guys,
to
but
farm heroic Falcon Lost, but I just don't know. There's a couple guys on the Discord that were farming the other night. I was trying to. They had a full team, but I
yep,
was like, hey, if you get an opening, grab me up. If you're
yeah,
farming Falcon Lost on heroic, I'm down. Let's do it. But I
you
don't think they opened up before I got off.
you're gonna want to see some serious like 600, 500, 600k toughness on all four, wouldn't you, to be able to do heroic clear sky? I'd think.
Whatever, man. As long as you can get through it, I don't care. I think people have been going back to the pit again, but it's still rough. I think those 33 shotgunners or no, 35 shotgunners. 35
Mm.
shotgunners are a whole mess of hate. Some haterade. They've got some haterade in a glass for you.
I noticed, Golden, you were playing with. I saw a big announcement the other day. You were playing. Was it with Pretz, Agent Tridum, and Fly Lima? Had a run the other night. How'd that go? I think. Yeah, you were drunk. Yeah, you're probably drunk, and you're.
No, yeah, we ran last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because I was up till 3 and you were up till 7. No, it was last night. I
Uh,
went to bed at 3 a.m. this morning because last night is when we played.
I'm keeping tabs on you, Golden.
Well, almost. You stayed up till 7. You said I got a G36. I got a G36 out of it, and we died multiple times trying to get it out, and it was really scary. No, you gave it back to me after you stole it when I died. Yeah, real good friends.
If you were spending that time in the DZ, I'm curious. Have you guys had a look at any of the vendors of late?
They were all crap, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought the best thing I could get my hands on from looking was I know it doesn't sound like much, but the level or power level 32 extended magazine, so I can try to
Yes.
get some over 100% magazines out of it, and whatever else I want on there.
That's a blueprint in Dizio 3, I think it is. Yeah. Yep. But I'm starting to think that by design, I mean they're really trying to. If you have a look at the vendor that we've got in the underground at the moment, the vendor there, he's got not much going on. The vendors in the DZO3s, level on DZO6, have pretty much nothing. I did see there is a scope for the SVD and a scope for multiple weapons, which is in DZO3. I think it's power level 32. They look pretty good. So if you're curious, maybe check out Dizio 3 for a couple of scopes. But apart from that, there really has been nothing extravagant. And I think that, do you think, is that by design?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been wondering that too because it seems like everything's coming in waves, and we're to get like right now we're on a as far as the vendors and that stuff goes, and
Mm,
blueprints and stuff. We're on like a backlogged wave because like they just like 1.2. The chests were dropping crap into a one bracket. We're like, why are we getting 182 or 163 items out of these chests? The only thing you want out of here is the money. Like why is this low stuff even drop into 201 bracket? And now it's still happening a little bit in 231, but they boosted it up. Now you get higher sealed caches out of the chest, and
mm,
you get sealed caches from every chest now. So there's
mm.
at least the potential for more funds, which is nice, even if it's a lower chest. Like I opened a chest and I got a blue sealed cache. I'd never seen that before. I got
Yeah.
a blue sealed cache, and I was like, well, it's got 2,800 funds I could get, so I'll take it. Um, but yeah, I think we're just gonna have to sit around and wait till they're ready to drop, power level 33 items on us as far as
Mm,
blueprints and stuff goes. Because I don't know. I mean, they gave us the gear and the guns, but only from drops, so we have to
yeah.
wait for that, which is unfortunate. Because everybody was talking about that, like hey, on both all ports, all consoles, PC guys. Everybody was talking, hey, save your funds, wait for the level 33 blueprints and gear to drop at vendors before you spend your
Yeah.
money. Don't but and everybody. I mean, I don't know if everybody did, but a lot of people saved up, and then it was just the same gear and same level stuff. So it's unfortunate, but maybe it'll catch up next
Mm.
time.
Well, playing with 1.3 is important. Something just as important is, of course, our fan mail. We've got some fan mail. Well, we got the mail back. It's not really fan mail, is it?
Is it the fan mail?
It's a, yeah, we need a segment jingle,
Bring
don't
up
we?
your dead.
And it involves that voice. So what do we got? What do we got? Oh, J-Pot. Of course, we know J-Pot. J-Pot was quite amazing in the DZI Gear Up weekend, and he just wanted to say thanks for the weekend and whatnot. But he had a pretty cool question, which was interesting at the end of his comments. I'm just going to summarize a bit, but he said, "Do you see a passive mode of any kind being implemented for players in the future who want to DZ but not to PvP?" So he's suggesting, is there a passive mode prospect for the Dark Zone?
Uh, he's talking about legitimately like you can go into the dark zone, and when you go into the dark zone, you like. I mean, this might not be his actual interpretation, but what I'm interpreting as basically you can flip a switch and be like, hey, there's going to be no bad players in here. Like they can't go rogue. If you see players, they're just
Mm,
other players that can help you, which is a thing in other type of games.
Yeah, in World of
yeah.
Warcraft, you had a PvP flag that you could turn on and off, but I mean, what they wanted to do with this whole concept was to do that whole
Yeah.
social experiment thing. The only place I could see them doing that would be for, I guess, maybe the lower ranks in DZ. So like
Mm.
rank 1 to 10. I don't know, but because
Like an intro
yeah, so
setting kind
so
of
that
thing.
you can get your feet wet without being afraid of losing all of your stuff. That's the only place I could see it being effective. Other than that, I think DZ needs to stay risky.
Yeah, I think that they have a very awesome and unique thing here, and I hope that they focus on tweaking it to be the best it can be, because I think it's their real key to success is making the Dark Zone be this badass thing that they have nobody else does.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, and make no mistake. I mean, we know that Underground is great, but we still know that we're getting better loot drops in the DZ. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
The reality is still that DZ is the draw card, and that's also the trade off, isn't it? I mean, we know that it's always been the case. You're going to get better loot. You're going to run at a risk. That's the mechanic. So,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of the intro thing, Saws, that you mentioned. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just maybe the first 10 levels or something, you have the option to just learn the mechanics and face off against named
I
bosses and
was
whatnot by
I
yourself.
was thinking
Yeah.
about the Dark Zone too, with how pretty much everybody's like the servers are crazy. The guys in
Yeah.
like 4, 5, and 6 are intense, and they're just like smearing the crap out of everybody. I mean, not everybody. There's definitely people out there who do fine, or their groups run well together, or whatever. But there's plenty of people
Mm,
out there who are having issues running the Disney. And I think part of it, I don't know, I was kind of mulling it over. I think it has something to do with like because they just these DZ changes that we've been getting. I mean, we had the vanilla one, and then it's been changing ever since, getting bracketed out. Like they're very sudden changes, and we've been playing the DZ a certain way, and we found out how it works in the 160 bracket. We knew how it
Mm.
worked. In 160, you could play like this. You could rush this much. You could do this in this zone. You could do this in this zone, and you fall into like, this is how I play it. And then, yeah, you notice it says 231 when you walk into the dark zone, but it's only been a week, and you've been playing the last bracket for a month, or more,
Yeah.
and you just haven't quite adapted to the new. In the back of your head, it's 231, but everything else is telling you, hey, this is the same place and the same guys I've been fighting. Why isn't this working? And it's because they're stronger, and you need to take a different approach. They are stronger. It's like playing an incursion the whole time you're in there.
Yeah. And I suppose, are the HVTs a way to compromise that difference between the Dark Zone and regular missions? I mean, is that
I think maybe to a point, but I mean, like with
Yeah.
DZ, if you wanted to sit there for 10 hours and play, you could have. With the HVTs, when you complete them that day, you're done.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can grind intel, but it's not. I don't know. I get what he's saying, but I don't. I don't see that happening unless they, down the road are like, hey, but because that's going to take away from people in the dark zone that rogues have to rogue or whatever.
Yeah. It just doesn't fit with what they were trying to do with this. I mean, the only other place I could see it is like the most annoying thing I've seen is when you're forced out of a server and it throws you into into a pack of level 5 rogues, and it's just that's the only other place I could see it, but I could see that easily being taken advantage of. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've read an article talking about there was something along the lines of like basically rogues are ruining the dark zone and whatnot. It's like it's the reason the dark zone exists. And I mean, I get it because there are plenty of people who have an issue and they get ganked and they don't like it. But there's plenty of people who are on the other side or who don't mind it and know it's part of the game. And watch their back. You go and you have a bad day sometimes. Sometimes you go and you have a good day. But it mentioned, I thought it was interesting to talk about to those guys like, you're level 99. You don't need the experience. You don't need the items I have in my bag. You're just hurting. If you like to go rogue, but if you go rogue 100% of the time on everyone you see, eventually people are going to stop coming in. You want anyone to go rogue on, and you're going to ruin the game that you like to play by ruining the game for other people who like to play it.
Yeah.
It's a perspective.
Well, again, I think that could also be solved with some bracketing again, because it's again, there's just the brackets are just too broad. You need some kind of separation for those really high level guys, and it's also a lot more than just turn on the computer, type in new bracket, and then hit enter, and you're done. So if it were that easy, I think we'd have a lot of stuff, but it's definitely not.
I do like what they have with. I think I wouldn't mind if they tried it or implemented it with the mindset I have now. Like just split it up to like crazy amount of brackets, because what they do have is people were worried. Yeah, well, if we do this bracket thing like too much, too many people won't get to be able to play with each other. Like my buddy's not able to get in my bracket, but they have this sweet thing. You can go into your group management and accept the risk and play up with your buddy. So I mean, yeah. He can come up to your bracket, but you guys aren't in that 99 bracket with these guys who are just crushing all the time because they obviously put in the time and can put in the time to get better gear than you and work out things that are working.
Yeah. J-Pod, it's a good question. And I think, to be fair, I think his investment in the question is about the DZR Gear Up weekend. So he was trying to work out smart ways as well that we might be able to have, I guess a rogue-free environment. But, it's always ideas that we can push in terms of, trying to get access to servers and that kind of thing. But at this stage, obviously our intent is just to run with the next Gear Up and get everyone ready in advance for Underground to hit, and of course to get everyone else geared up. Tom Denkery, if you know Tom Denkery, he's a bit of a Discord favorite. He floats around there quite a bit, and he said, "I just wanted to extend my deepest appreciation for everything you have done for us over the last few weeks. I helped so many groups this past weekend and was fulfilled in ways that this game has yet to produce. Helping people was nice. I've made great friends, and the community is very strong. Thanks again for all your hard work. Aww. Thanks, Tom. And look, this last one was interesting. I got this on the website onto one of our articles, and here this is, man, really again? I'm in the 231+ bracket, and the max gear score I can get is 225. The same happens with the 201 bracket. The max gear score I could get was 192. I didn't get any 240 drops. Please, man, fix it. All my friends are in 201 bracket, and I can only get 231 bracket. P.S. I do get the Alpha Bridge gear set, but it was 240. Dark Legend BR.
Dark Legend BR. I mean, we can't fix it, but
relax. Grind. Unfortunately, that is the game that we're playing.
Keep grinding. It's what we do. Keep grinding. Tell your buddies to go into group management and accept the risk and come on up to your DZ. That level 1 grind on.
I think his other dilemma might be relating to his gear score being bracketed based off his weapon and stash. So he might be suffering from that challenge as well. So Dark Legend BR, I'm not sure if that was a rant or if you're generally curious. We can't fix it because we're not massive. We'd like to. But it sounds like some bracket concerns. But anyway, look, that was our mailbag for this week. So I thought it was good to acknowledge some of the individuals that have wrote in over the last couple of weeks that we haven't got to. So I really appreciate your feedback as always, guys. Is there any other points of discussion that you'd like to bring up before we wrap this one, guys? Yeah, and of course, Awesomesauce has got his stuff sorted out. He's been streaming and twitching and doing all sorts of stuff with his tech and his awesome microphone that he's got sitting there. Where can we follow you, Awesome?
At Awesomesauce everywhere. Awesomesauce Gaming, YouTube. I don't really do anything there, but Twitter and Twitch are Awesomesauce. So just look up Awesomesauce anywhere, and it's probably me.
Yeah. Mr. Popular.
If it's not a bald white guy, it's not him.
Yeah.
Pretz, well, where can we reach you, Pretz?
You can catch me on the DZR channel, twitching streams sometimes. That's pretty much my extent of, and the podcast, and in the Discord, or if you got me on your friends list. If not, you can always. I'm usually on the Discord. Not as work's been bad lately, but I am in there whenever I'm down, have downtime, and I'm gonna play or just chatting with everybody, seeing what's going on, trying to keep up on the division news and how people are coming in their builds. The build channel is one of the best things we've dropped on there. I think people are consistently in there tossing ideas around to each other.
Yeah, it's Brett, you've been a bit busy. I've been a bit busy. We used to just, the general chat used to just be you and me posting GIFs.
Yeah,
same here. So it'd be good to make a return to that. So look forward to seeing you on the Twitch and streaming on the DZR logo, of course, as with Awesomesauce and Golden, make a regular appearance on those. I am Ogaz. You can reach me at OH_GAZ. And of course, we produce content weekly, at least, if not more so, on darkzonereport.com. Click on the community tab and you can check out our Discord link. And of course, everything said and done, I think we're done, gents. Thank you, Pretz. Thank you, Golden. Thank you, Awesome. I'm Orgaz, and this has been the Dark Zone Report. We'll see you next in the Dark Zone.
Dark Zone!